everybody. This is Angela Godwin with Water Talk, brought to you by Water Online. I'm coming to you today from AWWA's ACE 2024 event in Anaheim, California. And my guest today, I have been very much looking forward to speaking with MacLeod of Master Meter. Ian, thank you so much for joining me.
My pleasure. Great to be here.
I am really excited because I want to talk to you about something that I really feel strongly about. It's near and dear to my heart, and that is workforce in the water industry. It's pretty well known. We have a lot of retirements coming up. We're expecting quite an impact on our industry. What do you think it's going to mean to the water industry when all those retirements happen?
I'm an optimist in general, and so I see it as a great opportunity. I've read all the articles, and I realize it's a serious issue. This potential brain drain, people, a loss of information. There's going to be this gap in understanding of procedures and all that. And all that is very clinical talk. But the reality is that I think some of the loss of knowledge, it's okay to a degree because the industry is evolving. Technology is moving this industry forward. And so some of the procedures that have been done for 100 years, those very procedures are changing as a result of technology. So here's what I think. I think people leaving is going to present an opportunity for younger people to come in with new vision or new ways of thinking, and also a new excitement for the technology that is now part of this industry. I think it's opportunity. The bottom line, it's going to be a great opportunity.
I think that's really, really optimistic. And I like what you said. I really never thought of that before, that yes, we are going to be losing a lot of knowledge, but some, not all, but some of that knowledge we probably don't need anymore because there's other new things that are.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think that's really cool. Okay, so skills gaps that we do expect to see. Wow, what kind of impact do you think that's going to have? I mean, it's going to be tough, right?
Well, hopefully people, and I know utilities across the United States have begun that diligent process of making sure there is a transfer of that knowledge. So people aren't just upping and leaving at a moment's notice. I think they are, first of all, I think it's a reflection of our industry and the people in our industry. People are in this industry because they care.
Right.
I think there is this incredible public service-minded attitude. And so it's not frankly, like my job, you might just leave one day, nobody cares.
Yeah.
I think people get into this industry because they care. And because they care, they're not going to just leave without properly documenting and creating some knowledge transfer. I think, and that's just a reflection of the quality of the people in the industry. And so I think it's a little bit different when people leave this industry than when people leave, a vendor's role, which there'll be another person right behind it. So I think that's part of it, making sure that there is a clear transfer of knowledge and information.
Yeah.
I do think that that's in place. And I think people are they have the right mind about this, and I think they're mitigating it with everything. With every day, they're working to mitigate the impact as they prepare to leave.
Yeah, definitely. I think you're right on. I wonder though. You brought up young people. Obviously, we need to get
young people.
I know.
I once was one of them.
The good old days.
The good old days.
I know. But trying to get fresh talent into the industry. Do you think that the water industry, there's misconceptions about the jobs that are available? Do we have a PR problem in the water industry?
Yeah. You know what? The problem isn't in the graying workforce. The problem is in the PR. The fact of the matter, and this is why I really don't get overly concerned. This industry, when I came into the industry it was a while ago, but in the metering side, and that's, master meters in AMI and metering and so forth. When I look at the kind of water meters we sold, let's say 20 years ago,
right?
Or has it been longer than that? About 25 years ago. There was not a lot of technology. And today, when I look at our portfolio of products as an example, there's so much technology and there's so much more data generated, and now so much what we can do with data, from predictive analytics and things like that. So it is a PR problem. I think that some of the misperceptions is, one, it's boring. It's not sexy. Oh, water meters. Nobody cares about water. No, everybody cares about water. Actually, people don't care about water until there's none coming out of the faucet.
Right.
And you can't get your beer, or more importantly, your bottle of bourbon. And now, when I think people start to associate what they love most in life with water, I think people come to appreciate the industry, what it brings to civilization and so forth. But going back to something, it is a PR problem. I think when people see the underlying technology and things like machine learning, artificial intelligence, and what that's bringing to the industry. So there's never been more data being generated in this industry. It's unprecedented amount of data, both from the metering side, from water quality, pressure. It's coming at us streams of data from all directions. And now we've got some really great analytical tools, software tools, that's going to make that data work together. It acts as a value multiplier for all of the other underlying widgets that are out there, like a water meter. So I think it's incredibly exciting. And once young people know what we're doing in water from data, specifically, let's say that data and sensor technology, I think they're going to be like, wow, that's kind of cool. And by the way, it's not just about engineering jobs. You need good quality marketing people, good salespeople, because you have to evangelize all of this technology. Water utilities need to better appreciate, and that's the role of a good sales professional and marketer, to help them understand how this technology can revolutionize and digitally transform what they're doing. So I think there's a role for so many different people, the analytical, the technical, as well as the sales, marketing, and PR.
Right. So you touched on something, you were saying, when young people realize, how much there is going on in this industry technologically, how are they going to realize it, Ian? If you were going to try to, publicize to this younger generation that these really cool jobs exist, what would you do? How do we get them to understand?
Yeah, so great question, Angela. And I think if you wait until college, you've waited too long,
right?
So you got to get in early on. I think we need to.
Are you thinking elementary, like that?
Sure.
That level?
You need to do what they do. As an example, in Israel, and there's a number of other countries you can point to, but they have created a water culture from the very beginning. So you're a little kid and you realize, oh my gosh, water! I can't waste it. I can't let it. Oh, mommy, it's a drippy faucet. There's a faucet dripping. Oh. Kids need to know from an early age that these things matter. And once they start to think about water in those ways, I think they're going to naturally want to gravitate to the industry. Right now, we just think water, well, of course, it's just there.
Right, you turn it on,
it's there.
And,
Nobody fully appreciates the value of it, the complexity of it, how it gets from point A to point B, how it gets treated, and so forth. So if we can begin to develop a inherent water culture for our young from an early age, they're going to grow up thinking about water all the time. Then one day they're going to get to high school, middle school, high school, maybe looking to do an internship, going into college, and they go, oh my gosh, there's an opportunity to work in the water industry. Mom, there's this, I saw this incredible internship in a water district or something. And they're going to want to do it. Right now, it's not that way. I think right now you're like, well, I need a job. All right, I'll go work for the water.
Guess I'll do,
it's incredibly vital what water utilities are, the things that they do and the complexity of their operations and all of the data that they're now working with and the regulations, the regulatory environment that they have to perform under. It's quite, every day is exciting. Every day is different. Every day is a challenge. And I think when people realize that and they have a water-focused, a water-centric mindset from a young age, I think they can't wait to get into this industry. So it starts young. We got to get them young.
I agree. I also think there's a wonderful opportunity in this industry to, a lot of kids are realizing that standard four-year college education is extremely cost prohibitive, not for everybody, but for many. And so the trades, water included, are, I think, sort of enjoying a resurgence of interest. I think the kids are actually realizing, there's another path. I don't have to do this 4-year thing or nothing. There's a trade that I can learn and have a wonderful, dependable, reliable job for the rest of my life.
Angela, on a personal note, a personal anecdotal note, our son was going to OU, University of Oklahoma, and during COVID, and he said, I'm locked in a dorm room. This is terrible. He quit college, said, I want to be an electrician because he loved working with his hands, loved doing things. And so now he's a journeyman and a formal electrician, and he loves it. He loves the trade. So, I think kids, that's also something that's changing in our society.
I do think.
You must go to college for 4 years. No.
Yeah.
One thing that I think we all are appreciating more is happiness and joy. And I think when people understand there is great joy in serving others, which is what we do in the waterworks industry from a water utility perspective, is serve the community.
Absolutely.
So there's this service-minded aspect of it. I think our young, more than frankly even my generation certainly, value that very much. So I think pushing the trades is important.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so last question for you.
Sure.
You've got a young professional in front of you who's considering a career in the water industry. What words of advice, words of wisdom do you share with that individual?
Wow. It's desperate times when you're asking Ian MacLeod for advice and wisdom, but
that's fair.
That's fair. Angela, here's what I would say, and it's something you learn later in life. In fact, it wasn't even a concept when I was younger per se, very much a concept today. What I would say, one of the most important things, personal branding. Work on your personal brand. You're young, you're entering this industry, become that expert on whether it be cross connection, non-revenue water, data, or it could be machine learning. Find a niche, become an expert at it, and make that your personal brand, make it your personal passion. A guy I worked with previously, a guy by the name of Simon Wick. He is like Mr. Non-Revenue Water. Emma Quayle, she's another non-revenue water expert. And
there are plenty of niches where that you can really
these people have branded themselves in a sense as experts in that in a specific field. So I think personal branding is very, very important. So when people think of when people think of Angela, they think of PR, they think of a broadcaster, media, and you need to have your name associated with something. So personal branding is very, very important. And then the other one is join a lot of associations. Don't just come to work in this industry, get a paycheck and go home. Join clubs, join the young professionals thing here at, like for instance, at AWWA. It's all about connections, and I don't mean cross connections or pipe connections. It's all about, it comes down to, it's not always what you know, it's who you know. And so you need to know a lot of people. And I can't emphasize that enough. So personal branding, meet a lot of people, make connections, use LinkedIn, and really connections are what will save you in tough times. When there's a knowledge gap of your own and you need maybe to tap into some expertise.
Sure, some mentorship. Perhaps,
And I mean, those are things, frankly, I learned a little bit later in life. And then to take every day as a new opportunity to do your best, to excel and make a difference in the world. I think many people complain about the world today, particularly the young. Many young are very, very disillusioned with the state of affairs. And yet each of them have an opportunity to at least impact directly that sphere around them. And so if we all approach that, particularly while we're young, to say, today's a new day, I'm going to make a difference for what I can make a difference in, and attack life with great vigor, energy, and optimism.
I love that.
That's my recipe for success and for life.
Those are great words of wisdom, right? To have an actual tangible impact on your own community, your neighbors,
Sometimes
your family.
That's all you can. I held the door open for somebody today. She was very, very thankful. And I thought,
you did something.
I did something. And even if somebody cuts her off on the freeway, or somebody else is rude to her, at least one person was nice. And maybe that person
maybe it would temper that.
Thank you. Mitigate,
right?
and make everything a little bit better. So I think that's.
Well, you're making the world a little better every day, Ian.
Wow. Well, but those are my words of advice and my little bit of wisdom that I might be able to offer.
Thank you for sharing it with us
My
today.
pleasure.
We really appreciate it. We didn't talk very much about MasterMeter, but if our viewers want to learn a little bit more about MasterMeter, where would you send them for some information?
Well, I would go to mastermeter.com.
That sounds good.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I didn't know how much I have so much other things to talk about as well. So,
we're just about out of time.
Well, look at that. Look at that. Great segue. Mastermeter.com. And, of course, just call us at 817-842-8000. Ask for Ian MacLeod. I will answer every question you have.
All right, Ian. Well, again,
Angela,
thank you so much. Always a pleasure to catch up with you.
Thanks for letting me be here.
You got it.
Take care.
And thanks to all of you for watching. This has been Water Talk. My name is Angela Godwin.